Please silence all cell phones and electronic devices. When speaking during the meeting, please come to the podium, state your name and address, and speak loudly and clearly. Thank you. Item number 1 is approval of the agenda. Before we approve the agenda, I would like to modify the agenda. Item number 7 on the agenda is our closed session time under State Code Chapter 21.51C, and I'd like to change that time from at 2:30 to 2:15.
Sure. I have a question. William Gross, 4409 47th Street. Just a procedural question on, as you read the minutes, can the citizens comment on an item, or do they wait for
We'll wait till the end.
Citizens can comment on an item like we always have before.
Yeah.
And then for anything that's not on the agenda, then this comments have to be.
Public
that?
concern. Public
I
concern.
know, I think you can ask a question on this, yeah. Okay, I'll
Second, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Passes 3-0. Okay, approval of the agenda?
move it.
Second. All in favor, aye? Passes 3-0. Item number 2 on the agenda, approval of the meeting minutes from September 10th, 2024.
Yes. I assume this is what Mr. Bowles is asking for.
Right.
I move approval.
Okay. Okay.
I'll move your,
You second? All in favor, aye?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. William Burroughs, 4409 47th Street. In looking over the minutes from the September 10th meeting, as you know, or may know, the first part of that meeting was not recorded. And it started up on item number 6, I believe, or maybe. Anyway, what I found lacking was a record, visual record of everything up to that item. And on the minutes, it says, motion by Nelson, second by Wick to approve Baker Group's revised monthly fee. But it doesn't say from what to what. And I think that should be reflected in the minutes. So, you know, it's kind of reminding me of the Nixon tapes when the 18.5 minute gap all of a sudden appeared. But that's neither here nor there. So anyway, I would just ask that be added into the minutes. Thank you.
Thank you.
so to answer that question, and well, in the backup material last week, there was a chart from Baker Group Shane provided that broke down the expenditures, and so their monthly fee was revised down because they're no longer renting the office across the street, so the rental fees and the utilities and stuff were taken out, so that fee was lower. But I do understand what you're saying, and we're sorry that the first half or that first quarter of it was cut out. We were having serious technical difficulties. So, yeah.
Thank you.
I would second his motion.
All in favor, aye? Passes 3-0. Item number 3 on the agenda for today is a financial report, and I would call upon Shane Albrecht from Baker Group to provide that, please.
Mr. Chair, I'm sorry, I will no longer be able to help with that. I worked with Dennis on these previously, and they gave me access to the county stuff so that I can pull those financial numbers. That access was removed last week. Michelle Scaff didn't feel I should have access to that anymore, so I can no longer provide you with the numbers. I can tell you because there's no claims for this one time. Anyway, I used to have it up, but our numbers didn't change from what I presented last time, minus the bills, other than a little bit of interest that we would receive.
Sure. What went up nothing? So then I guess we'll have to talk to Michelle then. I know she's filling in, or Matthew designated her and working with Pat Gill to designate her to take Dennis's job, so I guess we'll have to communicate with her for the next financial report then if she's doing that, I guess. So,
Okay.
thanks, Shane.
Item number 4, information and update on the LEC project, and again, we'll call on Shane Albrecht from Baker Group, please.
Well, I'd like to ask Chief Winter to come up, please. I'd also like to ask Ken to come up, please. To me, the biggest and most important thing besides contractors out there working, and you guys doing a great job of training your staff, all the stuff that you're doing, correct, was the openness, okay? So I wanted to personally thank Chief Raymond and Sheriff Sheehan.
The boss just walked in.
Yeah, he wasn't here before, but I want to purposely thank them both. There was a lot of tours going on. A lot of people came out and saw the facility. So thank you, and thank you, Director Smits. I just wanted you to get an update on what you saw for people and what you got for comments.
The comments were nothing but positive. We had people questioning a few things, but when we explained whatever their question was, they seemed to accept that very well. Some of the repeated comments were about transportation, and we answered those the best as we could. But we figured approximately over 500 people. There were 424 names that signed up to them, yeah, and all the VIPs and media, and I'm sure we missed a couple names because it was heavy there for a while. It was a very busy day, and I think to me personally, and I've been talking with the sheriff and then the other guys that were doing the tours, Mark was involved in a lot of them. I think it was a resounding success. I think it really helped the project show it off, and for people to understand the scope of it and what's all involved in it. I think it went very well.
I would agree with Tony's comments. We had a great turnout. All the comments I heard were positive. Very good. It seemed like people were really impressed with what they saw. And I think, as Tony said, it was good to get the public out there. Let them really see what we've been talking about for the last several years. I think they probably took back with them a lot of good information that helped them solve maybe some of their questions or other people that they visibly questioned.
Kevin, is there anything you'd like to add to that? Kevin?
Not really, Jerry. No, I think that covered it well. That all my interactions with the public and the dignitaries there was very positive, a lot of compliments, and I think everybody really good to see all the hard work that's been in this facility. So I appreciate everybody's input very much.
Go ahead. Thanks.
Shane, I actually received a number of personal phone calls and actually received a text message from Cherokee County after they saw the news stories on TV. So a lot of very positive follow-up after the open house.
So now I'll get you to the stuff that's quick, and I'll do it quickly. White Castle showed up on Monday to start working on the roof. Cedar came to start putting in the replacement poles and do the sound lighting of the HU. Cedar said their task they felt would be complete by end of day today as far as the pole, getting the pole back in. We have not got an update from White Castle as far as they're just getting started on this, been moving along. Sure.
How many days did they think they
50.
50. Well, the weather looks pretty decent for them here.
It rained last night, Sheriff, and they were up in your area. You didn't notice any leaks or anything in your building, right? I did not. So what I saw, we took a drone up today to fly the roof just to see where they could see, so I wasn't interrupting people. And you can't tell the parts that they replaced yet. I'm just telling you, and I feel with the rain coming in last night, they probably tore off like you would shingle on a house.
Sure.
What they could get in.
Sure.
And get patched back in to be watertight for the night. That's all I was checking with the rainstorm. I just wanted to make sure we didn't see any little surprise spots. I am not. That's good. So that being said, Caleb Anderson from Houseman is here, also looking on some of the other stuff. So there's been doors adjusted, things like that. Paulie Jail will be here today, working tomorrow on adjusting a sliding door that's been an issue, coming from the vehicle sally port into booking and intake of people's.
What did I get chance today?
Wow.
Yeah, so Paulie should be here in just a little bit, and they're gonna be out there tomorrow to make sure that door is working, but it was working when they left, and it's. And just working through other small items as we're trying to get there. No update on the seismic bracing report, which is gonna be the question that look like it's gonna come out of your mouth. Mr. Wilson.
Reminder machine.
So basically, I think we're trending. So one of the reasons we're gonna ask at the next authority meeting to move up our authority meeting from the 22nd to the 15th is because the 15th is the day of final completion. So I thought we should have an authority meeting so we could tell you either we hit it or we didn't hit it or we don't. I can't, Todd, what's ASPM? ASPM? ASPM will be there tomorrow working on the seating. Outside, that's another big ticket thing. All of the areas right outside the parking will be a total receipt. All the areas of the different paragraphs is 75%. There's a couple that are total to the north where we have a little bit of washout. They got 2 loads of dirt there to smooth that out, and then that'll be a total. Any other questions?
Are we still trying to get to 15?
Yes.
Oh.
Thank you. Appreciate that information. Item number 5 on the agenda is public concerns.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. William Burris, 4409 47th Street. Tony doesn't need it anymore. Yes, I'd like to just say how well the open house went. My wife is totally unknowledgeable what's going on. She gets sick of me listening to the meetings and watching videos, but seriously, it just was, it was great to see the finished product. And I'm sorry, Sheriff Jean, but we had a captain that led our tour, and I forgot his name now. But I liked him because his boots were spit shiny. He wasn't all it is.
Captain Peterson.
There you go.
Or was it Captain Garrett?
It was Captain Garrett.
Yeah.
Yeah, military guys.
Yeah. Anyway, it was just great, and I think everybody that went through there really appreciated it. Now on to the next item of business is where do we go from here? I know there are things that have to be finished up out there, but in terms of sequencing, will the law enforcement authority also be responsible for what happens to the old jail, or is that strictly?
That is board of supervisors.
Okay.
Yep.
Board of Supervisors, okay. Kenny, I'm glad Kenny's here because I know there's an issue with the plaque for Dennis Butler. It has to be framed in a certain way or whatever, because the historical significance of the building. So what about this room? Is this room ADA approved? American Disabilities Act.
I would have to check.
If you would be kind enough to do that, because as you can see, anybody with any physical limitation has trouble getting around here. I know they've been meeting here since the courthouse was built, but I also know that there have been meetings mentioned, say, in the conference room on the 8th floor, or certainly in the supervisor's room, that might be better served and allow more people with, I mean, if Alex Waters tried to get in here and forget it, I don't know how he would do it. He'd have to come back. But anyway, if you would consider that for your future meetings, I would certainly appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Item number 7, number 6 is authority board member concerns.
I just like to say that the open house went great. I jumped on quite a few tours. Shane was giving tours. Cashier could barely talk by the end of the day. I did quite a few. It was very positive, and I talked to people kind of the rest of the weekend, people that had gone. I was at a meeting the next day, and a club that invited me out, and one of their members had been on, was on tour with Chad, and was just blown away by what he's seen out there. So I think overall it's an extremely positive thing. I'm glad people came out and took advantage of it. I mean, it was just a constant flow of people. I mean, it was every time one guy was done, there was another tour group ready to go. I mean, it was just constant the whole day. It was a nice day, so that was all great. And I would still encourage Chad to have a tour of the old jail when we moved out, because I would love for people to see the difference. And I think that people that came out to the new one would come out to this old one. A lot of things that we talked about, and, Tony, on our tours, we talked about all the safety and stuff, and how it's gonna be better for our people. And for the inmates too, but for our people, and how it'll be better for recruitment and retention, all those things. And I think they'll really grasp that if they go out across the street here and walk through that thing when we look out.
Okay, we are at 2:15. We need to go into closed session.
That's all I have.
Motion? Yes.
I would say that.
We need a roll call vote?
Wick,
Yes.
Moore, Nelson.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Kevin.